The system is failing. We're going to have more homelessness, more unemployment, and the government has to print more money. It's a command and control economy where the government tells you everything. I just don't trust our government. And they're going to have to start printing pretty quickly. And the more they print, the less value, purchasing power the dollar has, or the loonie, or the yen, or the peso. People are talking about inflation. I think we're in depression right now, and we're going to be the biggest depression in world history.
In the 1970s, that's when the world was changing.
The biggest bust in the history of the world is coming up. It's pensions. They trusted the government. They trusted their pension would be there, and it's going to go bust. And that's us. We'd get crushed.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today. As oh baby, do I have a powerful video for you today. But first, I have a couple things I want to mention. Ladies and gentlemen, over the past couple days, I've been doing a lot of research, a lot of due diligence on the macroeconomic environment, looking at the geopolitical factors at play, looking back at history and seeing what similarities right now today's environment have with the past to see how that can foretell where exactly we are going. And the conclusion I've come to is that, quite frankly, we are in uncharted waters. This is the hardest economic environment I've ever seen before. This is the most difficult economic time it is for any economist to navigate. But what I've stated in the past, I'm going to make clear yet again. I believe that in the immediate short term, we're going to have an uptrend. We have fallen too hard too fast in the crypto market. We have seen that in the Dow Jones since a massive crash in late 2021. We have begun an uptrend, a recovery. And despite that recovery in the stock market, Bitcoin has barely made a dent yet. That makes me very excited, my friends. And I think a lot of you know exactly why. It makes me very excited because I believe an altcoin season is possible. I believe an uptrend in crypto prices is possible. I do not necessarily think that the crypto market's going to break new all-time highs, but I do believe we can recover. Bitcoin and Ether specifically can see tremendous rises in value to a point where we'll have a much larger total market cap, and that will trickle down to altcoins that have not really moved yet. You guys know I am a tactical and heavy altcoin investor, and these rock bottom prices are a massive opportunity for all of you. A lot of people over the past couple days have been saying, "Bull, we've gone down, you were wrong, apologize now." That's so silly and so immature, and that's why people that only have $100 to maybe a couple $100 in the game don't really know what the hell they're talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, I've risked my entire net worth almost, and years of my life for these moments in time. I have a lot of money in this game, and I told you guys I went all in with my cash position recently. And despite the fact that the crypto market went a little lower recently, that does not change the fact that I believe the indicators show that we have an uptrend left. Ladies and gentlemen, we still have Congress in the stock market. I do not believe they're going to let this thing collapse with their money in the game. We still have midterm elections. I do not believe that the current people in power are going to cause a massive financial crisis right before elections. In addition, Raoul Paul has recently turned very bullish on crypto, given that the ETH 2.0 merge is coming soon. I'm very bullish on that crypto event as well. Let me make one thing clear. The macro environment and the geopolitical environment is disgusting. But it was disgusting back in March 2020 when this health crisis imploded markets, and then we went on to have one of the most bullish rallies I have ever seen. No logic and reason involved. Mass inflation was at the forefront, but it didn't matter. Markets soared. I believe this will be the last uptrend before a 1929 style Great Depression. And I think a lot of you can see where I'm coming from. And do you know what's crazy? I think a lot of us have forgotten how to read investor sentiment and retail sentiment. Remember, the news for the masses versus the news for the classes. JP Morgan's Jamie Dimon stated something worse than a recession could be coming. I actually agree. Food shortages, potential new lockdowns due to a new health crisis. We all know what I'm talking about. The destruction of the US dollar, supply chain issues, Russia-Ukraine, China-Taiwan. So many different things are happening. And here, at home in the United States, political tensions and political polarization is rising. And the reason I bring that up is because everyone thinks we are in a recession right now. Everyone expects everything to collapse. But we have to remember that 99% of investors are usually wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in a recession, and things are going to get worse. But things don't just go straight down in a straight line. There are bumps along the road, and we have not seen the positive price momentum yet. Now, while you keep all of that in your minds, let me hit you with the bombshell. Released by the Dtcc as Project Ion represents one of the biggest DLT initiatives in equity settlements across the FinServ industry. Dtcc has selected R3's Corda as the underlying distributed ledger technology for the Project Ion platform. Ladies and gentlemen, R3's Corda settler. Remember that XRP was their first settlement mechanism. Understand, Quant and XDC also have connections to R3's Corda. And also remember that Swift GPI is linked directly to Corda's settler as well. FX and eventually the derivatives market, my friends, is what I believe XRP will be tapping into. Here, Crypto Eddie said it best, 6% of payments fail with the current SWIFT system. Ripple has upfront success. Failed payments can be 30 times the cost of processing. With the current SWIFT system, we have monumental fees, and we have a fail rate. With XRP, things are 3 seconds. And costs less than a penny. But now back to the Dtcc specifically. We understand the Dtcc, they're partnered with Ripple. This, in my opinion, guys, is how Ripple can tap into the derivatives market. And I can't stress that enough. Guys, I believe that XRP's way of tapping into the derivatives market is through Codius, a project smart contract platform being developed behind the scenes. Stephen Thomas leading the way. And here, I'm going to play for all of you a video from David Schwartz explaining to everyone what Codius really is. Please take a listen and get excited.
We could have extended Ripple to include more smart contract capabilities, just like Bitcoin could be extended to include more smart contract capabilities. But then the problem would be, what if you want a smart contract that interacts with both Bitcoin and Ripple, or interacts with Bitcoin, Ripple, and some other system, like things in the real world? It made more sense to develop a new platform, we think.
So does that mean that you started to integrate smart contract capability within Ripple, but then you did it as something independent?
That's exactly right, and that's what Codius is.
So let's talk about Codius. Codius, what is the purpose of Codius? I read the white paper also. It says it's smart oracle. So it's going to be a node within the Ripple network, or a node independent between networks, that is going to be connected to the real world, absorbing information, and it will also have smart contracts on it.
Right. And the important thing is that it can interact with systems like Bitcoin and Ripple, which means you can have an agent that no one person can control that can manage funds according to rules that are agreeable to a number of people. It's essentially an attested hosting platform so that you can run software in a very secure way so that more than one person can trust that that system will follow the rules that they've agreed on.
So if I am like a side chain for Bitcoin or some application on Bitcoin or some application on Ethereum or Ripple that needs external information, I can go to a Codius node, which is external to all networks and independent, and get that information to execute a contract, for example.
Right, and that contract can hold keys to funds on networks like Bitcoin and Ripple that it will only use in accordance with the software in it. So the problem that you would have today if you wanted to deploy some sort of a smart contract-based service is where does the smart contract run? And everybody has to trust that execution environment if the contract is going to handle their funds. So what Codius gives you is an execution environment that's distributed and secure, and then that becomes the target platform that you can design your application to. So you already know that you're going to get a platform where everybody knows that anything that controls, like funds, will be used only in the way that they've all agreed.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you understand better what Codius is based on what David Schwartz had to say. But here, this is a visual of all the world's money and markets in one picture from May 2020. Each square is worth $100 billion, and here we can see the amount of money in all these different asset classes. This is the stock market, money supply, and the reason I'm showing this to all of you is because I believe XRP could, with Codius, tap into the derivatives market. The derivatives market could be anywhere between $550 trillion all the way up to past $1 quadrillion. And if that is in fact the case, guys, we could see astronomical values for XRP. A lot of people have always asked, Bull, do you think XRP could pass $1,000 and maybe even tap $10,000 one day? And I say it's not gonna happen this year, not even 5 years from now, but 2030 and beyond. If all the stars align and all these pieces fall into place, it is possible. For those people that say, Bull, that's nonsense and far-fetched, understand that Bitcoin in 10 years went all the way up to $60,000. Anything is possible. And remember, XRP was made for all the damn money. Now, while you keep all of that in your minds, my friends, I'm going to leave you all with this. Jim Rickards recently posted on Twitter a powerful warning to the United States. Central bank digital currencies are coming, and they're here for mass control. We have a very real-world scenario where they're going to be adopted sooner rather than later. And we are reaching the end of this current monetary system into the brand new one, the less US-centric one, and the more level playing field one. We've been hearing a lot recently about the Brics nations, Russia, China, and new members of the Brics nations coming on board. Expect more from them, as I expect this all to roll out over the next couple months. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna play you a powerful clip from Jim Rickards to cap off this video for today. And also, over the next few days, expect some massive changes to come to this channel. As always, guys, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
There's an urgent situation unfolding in America, and today I'll unveil all the unnerving details. So let's get started with a critical question. Where were you on March 9th, 2022, when President Biden signed the death warrant on American freedom? On that day, in a hush ceremony at the White House, without the approval of Congress, the states, or the American people, Biden signed into law Executive Order 14067. Buried in his order are a few paragraphs titled Section 4. The language in Section 4 makes Order 14067 the most treacherous act by a sitting president in the history of our republic, because Section 4 sets the stage for legal government surveillance of all U.S. citizens, total control over your bank accounts and purchases, and the ability to silence all dissenting voices for good. In this new war on freedom, the Dems aren't coming for your guns. No, they're thinking much bigger than that. They're coming for your money, and it's already started. Hi, my name is Jim Rickards. I'm a former advisor to the Pentagon, the White House, Congress, the CIA, and the Department of Defense. I'm also an attorney, investment banker, and author of 7 books on currencies and international economics. When places like Fox, CNBC, or Bloomberg want to know what's about to shake up the global economy, they call me. Most of all, like you, I'm a proud American patriot. The disturbing predictions you're about to see are based on my independent research and my contacts in the intelligence community. I've never made this kind of public announcement before, but it's my duty to pull the alarm. This is what I believe Section 4 of Biden's order means for all Americans. The U.S. dollar will be made obsolete. Soon your cash will be confiscated or will simply be worthless paper. The cash currency we have now will be replaced with a new programmable digital token. But the truth is, few outside the deep state recognize Biden's move for what it really is. If my predictions are correct, this is so much more sinister than simply replacing the cash dollar with a new digitized version. Friend, this new currency will allow for total control of all American citizens, because every digital dollar will be programmed by the government. That means they will be able to turn on or turn off your money at will. Not only that, but they'll be able to track and record every purchase you make.